Biofuel.
Carbon.
Electricity.
Remember to pay the electricity bill tomorrow.
We use copper to make electric wire because it conducts electricity.
Fossil fuel.
Hydrogen.
2 atoms of hydrogen combine with 1 atom of oxygen to form a molecule of water.
Petrol.
The bus fare increased due to the rise in petrol cost.
I just want to know if you sell petrol here.
Turbine. Vehicle.
This vehicle can carry up to 5 persons.
Thousands of vehicles travel across the bridge each day.
Nuclear.
A nuclear war. A nuclear war is the most terrible thing I can imagine.
There was a radiation leak from a nuclear power station.
Solar.
These solar panels can only operate in direct sunlight.
People are making use of solar energy much more today than they did in the past.
Unleaded.
Drastic.
The drastic population increases are worrying the government in that country.
Efficient.
She is unable to do the housework efficiently without the equipment.
The accountant was so efficient in processing the customer receipts that she had the job done before lunch.
Rechargeable.
Absorb.
The cream is easily absorbed into the skin. He stood still, absorbing every detail of the street.
Conserve.
Consume. Consumer interests. The government should take action to protect the consumer's interests. Staff members of the marketing department are giving free samples of the new product to consumers.
Convert.
The hotel is going to be converted into a nursing home. We've converted the upstairs into an office.
Deplete.
Food supplies were severely depleted. Example: food supplies were severely depleted.
Discharge.
Biofuel.
Carbon.
Expend.
Your group. Government expenditures increased by 10% last year, mainly because of the rising cost of oil.
The new president promises to increase expenditure on health and education substantially.
Maintain.
I've been maintaining a list of office supplies that are in greatest demand. He appointed someone to be in charge of maintaining a supply of paper in the fax machine.
Outweigh.
Example: the advantages for outweigh disadvantages.
Greenhouse gas.
Renewable.
Energy. People are making use of solar energy much more today than they did in the past. He looks attractive because he is always full of energy.
Fuel.
Fuel supplies are nearly exhausted. Consumers are worried because fuel continues to increase in price.
Island. Katba is a beautiful island. Have you ever visited an island?
Clean.
They are cleaning their house at the moment.
I spent the whole day cleaning my house.
Friendly. She is friendly and lovely. She always welcomes us with a friendly smile.
Light. Dim light. How can you work in such dim light? By the light. I can see his face by the light of the candle.
Microwave.
I'm very busy, so I often just buy a takeaway meal and heat it up in the microwave.
Coal.
The coal industry slims down. The puddles had coalesced into a small stream.
Wind.
There is a vase of flowers by the window. Through the window. I love watching the sunlight come through the window in the morning.
Substance.
Do not mix those two substances as it can lead to an explosion.
What sort of substance could withstand those temperatures?
Tank.
He told the gas seller to fill up the tank of the motorbike with gas.
Remember to fill up the tank before traveling.
Nightmare. Chimney.
Smoke was rising from the chimney. He threw a bit of paper onto the fire and it flew up the chimney.
Fraction. Soybean.
Boss.
Did you find out anything about what the boss is planning? The boss asked about our future plans for the company.
Campaign. Launch a campaign. They are going to launch a campaign against gender discrimination in the workplace. Anti-smoking campaign. The anti-smoking campaign received a lot of support from the public.
Candidate.
3 best candidates. We will select the 3 best candidates to work for our company after this test.
They accepted him for the job, although he has the least experience among all the candidates.
Career.
She started her career with a minor character role in an action film. Women often have to make a choice between family and a career.
Advertisement. The advertisement has inspired a lot of viewers with its meaningful message. Jason's passion for making creative advertisements is an inspiration for his staff members.
Clerk.
She could finally make her choice of a dress with the help of a sales clerk.
Office clerks typically need communication, computer and general office skills.
Client.
The manager delicately asked about the health of his client. We must provide excellent services for our clients, otherwise we will lose them to our competition.
Colleague.
Her decision put her colleagues in a difficult position.
Example: my colleagues are funny and always tell jokes.
Company. His company. His company is on the edge of bankruptcy. Computer company. This is the largest computer company in Vietnam.
Credibility.
Example: Ta gain lack lose credibility.
Earnings.
The UK's employment report shows a decrease in the jobless rate and a rise in average earnings. Benefit is calculated on the basis of average weekly earnings.
Employee.
Want some drinks. I think it's unreasonable to order the employees to work on weekends.
Because of the bad economic situation, the company decided to cut all the employee bonuses.
Employer.
Your current employer. How is your current employer treating you?
I believe that you, with your persuasive ability, can convince our employer.
Experience. Currently, the lack of practical experience results in many students' failure to get a job. Experience is the most important requirement for the position.
Goods. What kind of goods did you buy at the market? I think I might try to sell these baked goods at the school. Income.
Within my income. It's difficult to live within my income.
Income tax. The government is going to raise the income tax by the end of this year.
Interview.
I will have to be interviewed in person for the job.
You should wear the skirt below the knee for the interview.
Job.
I had to change jobs because of him.
Want a job. If you want a job in my company, call me and I will help you.
Laborer.
Samuel wanted more than a life as an agricultural laborer.
Management. Management skills. Management skills are necessary for this position. Business management. Her major is business management.
Boss.
Manual.
You need manual dexterity to be good at video games. That includes manual and non-manual workers.
Marketing.
Who is in charge of the marketing? Who is responsible for the product marketing?
Meeting.
This room is too small for a meeting of 50 people.
I need to set the alarm because I have a meeting at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Money.
Not the money. I need love, not the money. Which one do you prefer, money or love?
Office.
She has just been to the post office to get her package. I need a group of 3 students to help me in my office this afternoon.
Overtime.
The shipping staff minimized customer complaints by working overtime to deliver the packages quickly. We did a deal with the management on overtime.
Packaging.
Attractive packaging can help to sell products.
Pay.
All members of the club have to pay a small fee.
How do you want to pay? Cash or credit?
Product.
They made a considerable amount of products this quarter.
This product doesn't meet the high quality requirements.
Profession.
A professional association. She is working for a professional association.
A professional singer. She is a professional singer.
Qualification. I'm sorry, but there is one qualification that you do not meet. They are shortening the time qualification for the Boston Marathon. Retirement.
His parents have not yet reached retirement age. One of the great bonuses of retirement is having time to spare.
Salary. She was never satisfied with her salary. Looking for a job with a high salary is not easy in this city.
Hospitality.
Food will be served in the hospitality tent. Example. He seemed almost astonished at the hospitality and friendliness from everyone he encountered.
Monotonous.
A monotonous voice diet routine.
Unskilled.
Share. I have a very interesting story to share with you. I need someone to share the house rent.
Target.
Our company's sales target has been updated.
We targeted March as the deadline for completing the financial statement.
Retail.
Recent retail sales point to stronger economic growth.
Retail sales. Retail sales increased 2% last month.
Redundant.
Many people were made redundant this year. Example. Many people were made redundant this year.
Manual.
Arson.
Authority. The authority hasn't come up with any solutions to this problem. You should report this problem to the authority.
Burglary.
Simpson, aged 19, was convicted on 2 charges of burglary.
Consequence.
As a consequence of not having seen a dentist for several years, Lydia had several cavities. I'm aware of the consequences if things go wrong, but it's a calculated risk, equals one that you think is small compared with the possible benefits.
Convict.
Because there was not enough evidence to convict him, he was released.
The man was convicted of armed robbery.
Crime.
It is beyond belief that he could commit such a crime.
This year witnessed a rapid decline in crime.
Deterrent.
Hopefully his punishment will act as a deterrent to others.
Fine. I was really tired last night, but today I'm fine. It will be fine and dry tomorrow.
Fraud.
Span class equals text bold, e.g., span. His company was span style equals color, F27B00, bankrupted, span by their business partner through an act of fraud last year. I don't want to be charged with credit card fraud.
Imprisonment.
Life imprisonment is defined as 60 years under state law.
Evil. Money is said to be the root of all evil. Stay away from him. He is an evil man.
Guilty.
All evidence showed us that she was guilty.
John had a guilty look on his face.
Harsh.
He is a mere kid. Do not treat him so harshly.
There is little evidence that harsher punishments deter any better than more lenient ones.
Innocent.
The police looked into the case again and found him innocent.
Innocent faces. It's heartbreaking to see the innocent faces of the kids who have just lost their parents in the accident.
Enforce.
The government must enforce new policies.
The legislation will be difficult to enforce.
Combat.
Farmers are being urged to reduce their use of chemicals and work with nature to combat pests. Example, he was killed in combat.
Murder. He was accused of murder. The man committed a murder and escaped.
Victim.
He greatly helped us with the distribution of food to the flood victims.
Police found a rifle near the victim's house.
Offense.
New legislation makes it an offense to carry guns. Does such an activity constitute a criminal offense?
Prosecutor.
The prosecutor is destroying the testimony of the defendant.
Smuggling.
Swearing.
I was shocked at the swearing.
Violation. Law-abiding.
Example, law-abiding citizens.
Strict. My school's headmaster is so strict that every student is frightened. She's on a very strict diet.
Protect.
We should do something to protect these animals.
Trade unions are organizations that represent and protect workers at work.
Prove. His musical talent was proved during the competition. He is trying to find evidence to prove his innocence.
Resent.
I deeply resented her criticism. Example, They resented the impact of American values on European culture.
Respect. The boy behaves with no respect towards his teacher. She has great respect for her father.
Obey.
All students must obey the school regulations.
The children are good enough to obey their parents.
Non-violent.
Show. Show your ticket. You must show your ticket when entering the building. Show me. Could you show me the way to the American Center?
Recklessness.
Accept.
You'd better face the truth and accept it.
He didn't accept my apologies.
Lawyer. He wants to become a lawyer like his father. I'll call my lawyer if you don't stop disturbing me.
Level. Water level. The water level is expected to rise by the end of the day. Advanced level. This book is for students of an advanced level.
Jury. The jury will decide his fate. I've been selected to become a part of a jury.
Responsibility. Our responsibility. It's our responsibility to recover the company's losses. His own responsibility. Deciding to quit his job is his own responsibility.
Dangerous.
This task is very dangerous because you might even lose your life.
The animal is very dangerous. You shouldn't touch it.
Chew.
Mary was chewing a piece of straw when we came into the room.
Always chew food well before swallowing it.
Smuggling.
Author.
This author often writes about the life of common people.
The authority hasn't come up with any solutions to this problem.
Censorship.
Editor. A new editor. They are looking for a new editor. Chief editor. He has been our chief editor for 3 years.
Fame. The fame didn't bring her happiness. She always dreams of fame and wealth.
Ideology.
Marxist capitalist ideology. Example: Marxist capitalist ideology.
Investigation.
The police carried out a thorough investigation. The police have completed their investigations into the accident.
Journal.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin is answering journalists' questions.
Linda has worked in Yemen as a freelance journalist since 2012.
Mass media.
Paparazzi.
Press. In the press. The story of Obama's re-election was reported in the press. Freedom of the press. Important human rights include the freedom of the press.
Media.
The media disseminates news across the world. Public opinion is influenced by the small elite who control the media.
Newsstand. He stopped at a newsstand to buy a newspaper.
Opinion.
General opinion. The general opinion is that your presentation is successful.
In my opinion, smoking should be banned in all places.
Privacy.
Example: in the age of information, privacy struggles to exist.
Source.
The government is the source of funding for most public schools.
Reference sources. You should cite your reference sources at the end of your work.
Tabloid.
Artificial. This food is full of artificial ingredients. Many people are worried that artificial intelligence will destroy the world.
Factual. Entertaining.
Too well. Matched teams made this an entertaining game. The job involves a lot of entertaining.
Controversial.
Someone raised a controversial issue at the meeting. Example, it is, however, a highly controversial measure.
Or
Informative.
have you read this article? It's very interesting and informative.
Example, the book is too long but, nonetheless, informative and entertaining.
Unbiased.
Unbiased advice. Example, unbiased advice.
Superficial.
A superficial analysis. Example, a superficial friendship.
Sensationalist.
Broadcast. Broadcast TV has become much better. The radio station broadcasts across the country.
Control. Lose control. They made him so angry that he lost control. Take control. We should act quickly to prevent our enemies taking control of our city.
Exploit.
The uncontrolled exploitation has been narrowed. He exploited his father's name to get himself a job.
Intrude.
Inform.
The teacher informed us that we would have less time to prepare for the presentation. In case you cannot come, please inform us in advance.
Picture. I have a picture of that old building. I hate having my picture taken.
Unsuitable.
Highlight.
One of the highlights of the trip was seeing the Taj Mahal. The report highlights the major problems facing society today.
Print. Please help me print out these documents. Which button should I press if I want to print?
Discover.
She loves discovering the life living under the sea.
I want to discover something new.
Truth.
Face the truth. You'd better face the truth and accept it. Tell the truth. I think that you'd better tell the truth.
Story.
Real story. This film is based on a real story.
The whole story. He denied telling me the whole story.
Tradition.
Traditional food. Chung cake is a traditional food on Tet holiday in Vietnam. Traditional costume. Our traditional costume is called áo dài.
Party. A party. She intends to host a party this weekend. Birthday party. Will you go to our manager's birthday party tomorrow?
Positive.
He received a positive response from his students at the end of the course.
The positive electrode of the battery is called an anode.
Negative.
His violence left a negative effect on the child. The crisis had a negative effect on trade.
Informative.
Actor. He's not your typical actor. Some actors cannot realize themselves on screen.
Actress.
A famous actress. Her dream is to become a famous actress.
He was very frank about his relationship with the actress.
Aesthetics.
Appreciation.
In appreciation of your hard work on the Castcon project, the department will hold a casual lunch party on November 3rd. An aesthetic appreciation of the landscape.
Artifact.
The choice of players for the team seemed completely arbitrary.
Artist. I've always had a lot of respect for that artist. What type of artist do you want to be when you grow up?
Audience. His presentation didn't attract the audience because he spoke without much enthusiasm.
This movie is for audiences of a certain age.
Ballerina. Carving.
Concert.
This is the opening night of the concert.
The concert hall was filled to capacity.
Craft.
You can see that this entire thing was made in haste because of the poor craftsmanship.
We apply modern techniques to a traditional craft.
Creation. Nobody is sure about the creation of the universe.
The report criticizes the lethargy shown by employers when it comes to job creation.
Emotion.
His decision was based mainly upon emotion.
He has made an emotionally charged speech on human rights. Exhibition.
The exhibition is held annually. Example: I go to the museum to see the exhibition of sculptures.
Taste. Can you taste garlic in this dish? She doesn't want to get married because she wants to taste the joy of freedom for her whole life.
Accomplished.
Example: he was an accomplished artist by the age of 23.
Writer. Mark Twain is a famous writer in America. The writer wants to tell about his real life through the novel.
Venue.
Example: please note that venue for this event has changed.
Theater.
They gave me theater tickets as a present.
You will not be admitted to the theater after the performance has started.
Wrote.
Actor. He's not.
Sculpture.
Stephen uses the tool expertly to create his sculpture.
This sculpture must be centuries old.
Electric. An electric guitar. My mother bought me an electric guitar. An electric generator. An electric generator is necessary but very expensive. Literary. Many publishers are competing to buy literary property from Jane in order to publish the latest novel. Adam Kursk is an American poet and literary critic.
Vivid.
This is a vivid story about life and death. Example: this is a vivid story about life and death.
Relaxing.
There'll be plenty of opportunity for relaxing once the work is done.
Popular. His songs are very popular. Soccer is a popular sport all around the world.
Enrich.
The country should focus on enriching human resources.
Example: the study of science has enriched all our lives.
Imagine.
A nuclear war is the most terrible thing I can imagine.
I can't imagine what would happen if I lost my job.
Provoke.
My dog will not attack anyone unless it is provoked.
Most wild animals won't attack unless they are provoked.
Transcend.
The best films are those which transcend national or cultural barriers. Example: the best films are those which transcend national or cultural barriers.
Escaped. Escape from the prison. He failed to escape from the prison despite his careful plan. Trying to escape. They were caught while trying to escape.
Fundamental.
There are 3 fundamental principles of operating this machine.
A fundamental change in the organization of health services was required.
Stimulating.
Example: a stimulating environment during the early years can ensure children have the most positive learning experience possible.
Visual.
The use of visual aids, coupled with good public speaking skills, work hand in hand to create effective presentations. Example: I have a very good visual memory.
Painting. He is painting the window frame. It is the most expensive painting ever sold.
Event. An important event. The manager went to an important event yesterday. Fundraising event. She is preparing for the fundraising event this weekend.
Performance. I loved his performance at the concert a lot. I want to buy 2 tickets for the performance of your show tonight.
Weapon.
He was charged with using weapons of mass destruction.
What is your weapon of choice?
Shape. The accident made the car lose its shape. Do you like the shape of this pool?
Kettle.
We should buy a new electric kettle.
Steam rose from the boiling kettle.
Sculpture.